Okay everyone, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to install and set up your Agency Website 2.0 website from Videojac. If you're new to Videojac, you know that the website comes with a complimentary Videojac professional plan. So if you're new, just go ahead and follow step 1 through step 4. And for existing users who already have a videojac.com plan, doesn't matter what type you have, you could just skip to step 5. Alright, in step 5, all you want to do is download the Videojac Agency Website 2.0. So simply click the link to download the file. It will pop up with a dialog for you to save it. You can go ahead and save it. It's a zip file. If this dialog does not pop up, it will probably ask you to log in. If you haven't created an account yet, make sure you follow step 1 to 4 to create your account. If you're an existing Videojac user, you can log in with your existing email and password. Well, just go ahead and download the zip file. It's quite large, so it will take a little bit of time to download. After it downloads, here as you can see, you want to unzip it. If you don't have an unzip tool, you probably want to use one like WinZip or 7-Zip, or just simply right click and unzip it. And when you unzip it, you have two files. You have this long file here with a long file name, and you have one called installer. These two files are what you're going to upload to your website. Okay, before I continue with the installation, I just want to mention a couple of things here. The website you just downloaded, the package, is actually a WordPress website, complete WordPress website. It's not a theme. It's a complete website with the theme, plugins, and all that stuff already included. We do not offer any free WordPress support of any kind. If this installation process I'm about to show is way over your head, just ask somebody who knows how to install WordPress. The process is very similar. Even though we use a different installer called the duplicator plugin installer, if you know how to install WordPress, you can pretty much install this in a couple of minutes. And if you need us to do it for you, we do have a special installation service here by clicking here on your download page, and you could just go ahead and order installation session, and we'll go ahead and install it for you. Else, aside from that, you probably want to contact a web design agency or somebody else for any other customization, configuration needs that you may have. We do not offer that. Please do not open up a spot ticket with any WordPress or plugin based consulting support. We've also included some links here at the bottom here that will show you some more tutorials on general WordPress configuration and setup for those of you who are not familiar with what WordPress is, and some other installation options that you have here, for those of you who use cPanel and so on and so forth. But for the most part, this tutorial that you're watching right now should pretty much be all you need to get going if you watch it carefully. Okay, to begin the installation, after downloading your file and unzipping it, you get two files. You need to upload it to your website. There are two ways you can do that. You can either do it through a process called FTP, or you can do it through your cPanel hosting control panel, for those of you who use hosting panels like cPanel. Here we have my FTP program. All you have to do is just copy the two files, installer.php and the zip file, to your root of your website. In this example, I'm installing to a site called videosaleswebsite.com, which is a domain and hosting that I already got. And you can use any site you like. Pretty much any hosting plan that supports WordPress will work properly, because this is a WordPress package. If it doesn't work for any reason, you probably want to contact your hosting and ask them why. As you can see, I've uploaded via FTP the two files to root of my site. If you do not know what FTP is, you probably want to get somebody who does to do it for you, or you can have us do the installation for you. Alright, for those of you who are not familiar with FTP but have a hosting control panel, similar to things like GoDaddy or HostGator, you can actually use your file manager to upload the zip file too. In this case, I'm logged into the cPanel. It might look a little different from the one you're used to, but it's pretty much the same thing in terms of the functionality. let's go down here to my file manager, and I'm going to open up my file manager. This allows me to upload files to my website. For those of you who are familiar with cPanel, you can use this. So it's just simply go and look for the upload, and you click on the upload. It should bring up a box. Click choose file and browse to your where you have your files that you unzipped. These two files, and select each one, and select it to open and then to upload. It might take a while for it to upload, especially the big one, because it's a very large file. Just let it finish. When it finishes, when you're finished uploading the two, you can go back, and here we go. So now that we uploaded our files, all you have to do is just install it just like you normally would WordPress. But before you install it, you have to do a couple things first. As you know, WordPress requires a database to install, so you want to go in and create your database. Let me jump back into my cPanel here to create my database. And again, if you don't know any of this stuff, database, then you probably should probably just get someone to do it for you. We actually do have an installation service, which you can also order on the download page where you download the product. There is a link there here where you can click and pay a small fee and give us the domain name and the hosting information, and we will install it for you. Okay, back to where we were. Now we need to create this, set up our database. Let's go ahead and do that. We just go to MySQL databases. We'll give a database, call it video website, video sites, video site 2, create database, and the database is created. I'm going to go back. Now I'm going to create the user, so I'll give it a username, choose a password, and click create user. This creates a user, and then go back again. I'll create my user. I have to add my user to the database. Where it says add user database, just choose your user you just created and choose your database that you just created. Hit submit and select all privileges, make changes. So it tells you that the user has added to the database. So that's pretty much it. You've created your database and your user, so now you can proceed to installing WordPress. So all I have to do now is browse to my website, which is the one that I bought, videosaleswebsite.com, and I can probably click on the installer.php, or you can just type it in the browser, and this will come up. This has to come up. If this doesn't come up, something's wrong with your hosting. Has nothing to do with the PHP or anything to do with the software WordPress. Something's wrong with your hosting. Contact them and tell them that you're having PHP issues. Okay. Well, so now you just fill in your regular information that you fill in when you are installing when you want to install WordPress. Here we have the database name. Let's go ahead and put that in. Let's go back here to our hosting. Here's the database. I'll just copy and just go ahead and copy that. That's the database name. Put that in here. And then the user. Let's go back here. This is the user that we just created. Put that in there. And then the password for the user, which we created. And then just I have read all. Make sure you check this and click on run deployment. It will give you a warning. That's fine. And pretty much it just installs WordPress for you onto your hosting in that database. If there's any problem at this point, it will probably be because your password was wrong or you didn't set up your database correctly. But if everything is good, you get this you get this page right here, show you the old URL and the new one, and the new one. You don't have to do anything, don't change any of this. You can change a new admin account, but I recommend you do it afterwards. The default admin account is listed here on the download page. It's typically admin demo. You definitely want to change it after you log in. So you can just click on run updates. This updates all the the file, so you're ready to go. So that's it. The WordPress is installed. It will give you an option for file cleanup and so on and so forth. Okay, now that we've finished the installation, we could just go to our website. In this case, my website is videosaleswebsite.com. I'll just put in /wp-admin, wp-admin, which is the standard WordPress backend login. So when I put in that, it will ask me for my username and password. I'm just going to use the admin demo, which is the default one, and the password is admin demo. You definitely want to change it as soon as you log in, because obviously everybody knows this, so that's a big security issue. The first thing you do, you want to log in. After you log in, you want to definitely change that, and that's the default login. It's also available here. You see it in the download area where you can see it here. It's called admin demo. All right, so once you log into the backend, you see that it's a normal WordPress site, and there's nothing special about it. It's just a standard, typical WordPress with basically a few plugins installed. All right, sometimes you might get this this Jetpack recommendation that you should install the plugin. Just go ahead and dismiss it, ignore it. It's just a third-party plugin from the WordPress. You can dismiss that. It has nothing to do with the theme or the site. Again, if you see that or get a permission error, you can't install Jetpack, just dismiss that or delete that. It has nothing to do with anything, or you can just pretty much uninstall that plugin if it's installed. Okay, before we go ahead and start making changes to the website, I'd like to mention a few things. First, on your download page where you downloaded the package, we have some links to some installation tutorials that you definitely want to make sure that you watch. And I want to point out the Easy Digital Download plugin documentation and the Marketify theme documentation. These two are pretty important because these are the main two plugins that I installed on the website. The Easy Digital Download is the one that handles the products and services, and Marketify is the theme. These two are open source and free GPL licensed plugins where you can get support and other resources directly from their website. So if you have any questions or any support issues that go beyond this tutorial video, we cannot help you, and you have to go directly to the plugin website or the team website to get support. They have paid and free support, so you definitely want to take advantage of that. I just want to mention that because we are not WordPress developers. We've simply put this all together in a nice, easy website for you so that you don't have to do it. All right, back to our website. So now that I've done my installation, this is now the copy. So when you finish installation, you see an exact copy of the website you saw in the demo. So everything is included, from the copy, the pictures, the text, the videos, every single thing exactly the way it was in the demo. As you can see, this is my video sales website. If for some reason this doesn't show up exactly the way you see it here or on your site, then you must have done something wrong, or something's wrong with your hosting. Your hosting is not fully WordPress ready. There might be something wrong with it, from simple things as simple as the amount of memory on your PHP. This is hosting stuff. If you have any questions or any errors that show up while you're installing this, you definitely want to contact your hosting provider. There's a chance that it's a very high chance that they have set their PHP memory limits way too low. The recommended is 64 megabytes and above for WordPress, or you did not set up your database, or your PHP is not set up correctly. For the most part, it should pretty much show up exactly where you see in here. Anything else, then something is wrong with your specific hosting. Okay, moving forward, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go walk you through how to change the information on the site from the top to the bottom. So I'm just going to walk step by step from the top down to the bottom. You can see this page here, this little bar up here. You see it's only because I'm logged in as at admin. That's why it's showing me that. And by the way, I recommend you use Google Chrome when editing this. I usually prefer it. Also, we've heard that some people don't see the slideshows, these images right here. They they align a little bit to the left on some few people's computers. That's because your browser, it's, as you can see here, the images are full and they look really awesome, and they spread across the whole page. If it doesn't do that on your end, that means you probably want to check your browser settings, or you're using an older browser, or something to do with your computer. But by default they show completely. And this is, I'm using Google Chrome here. If I switch to Internet Explorer, as you can see, it's the same thing here. It looks nice and full pages in Internet Explorer running on Windows 8. So again, if these pictures or the pictures seem to align left, it's something to do with your browser. You might check your browser settings, compatibility view, or just update your browser to a newer version. Okay, now I'm going to begin with how to customize this. We're going to start from the top here with the logo. To change the logo, you want to go to your backend, log into your backend of your website, go under Appearance and click on Customize, and this will open up your customization area where you can then customize your logo. Here under header image is where you can customize your logo. When you click on header image, it pulls up this option here where you see the current logos. You can replace it with your own. You can just click on add new image, and this will give you an option to use and pull an image from your library or upload a new one as your logo. And you can then go ahead and delete by clicking this. Delete the existing one, the old one there. Just clicking that, this will delete the existing image, and then you can add your own new one. Make sure that your logo is 150 by 55 megapixels and transparent PNG, so it will show up nicely in the same spot as this one does. Alright, so after that you want to save that and close that. So after we've done that's how to change your logo. Next is the menus. See the menus that go across here? To change the menus, you just go under Appearance and go under Menus, and from there you can edit the menus. The menus are pretty straightforward. They're standard WordPress menus. As you can see here, you can click on select the menu to edit, to select the main menu, which is the one, click select, which is the one that goes across the top here. When it loads, here you can edit them as you wish. You can click expand it to change the label that shows up on the website. For this particular one, I just want to mention here the services. It should link to /download/. You want to leave this as is. Do not change this. This links. This is the services here that links to your services page. So it has to be that. If it shows anything else, the link will probably not work. So that's pretty much the most thing about your menus. You can change them around, drag them around to arrange them the way you want, but for the most part they're pretty much set for 90% of users. Okay, that's that for menus. Next thing is the big image in the back here and the text that shows on top of it. To edit this big image, the main image, and the text that shows in front of it, you just simply go under your pages, your WordPress pages, and look for the Professional Video and Web Marketing Online Consulting. Click on that to edit that. When you edit that, you can edit the top part here. The title is what you see here. This is what goes across here, so you can change that. That's where you change that. And then here, this is where it says Other Services and Read Our Blog, which is this. This is where you can change them. They are just links. It's just a link. You probably want to change it to the text view by clicking on text and changing it, and changing the text here within the quotations right here. And they link to the other services. Simply links to the downloads, so you can change the link if you want. And Read Our Blog links to the blog page. And again, these are regular links. You can just click here and click on link, insert link to change the link, or just change the text to wherever you want, and that will change these two big buttons here. You can also delete them if you don't want any buttons, but that's where to change it. As for the big image in the background, this is where to change it here on the featured image. You can click on remove featured image and then add a featured image to add your own. You can click remove featured image and then set featured image to pick the one that you want. Pick whatever image that you want to replace it. Make sure the image that you pick is 1720 wide, at least 1720 wide. If it's not at least 1720 wide, it will not show up correctly on the website. As you can see, these pictures here are pretty wide and big, so you definitely want to make sure that your pictures are at least 1720 wide by 800. Okay, that's how to change the background image. Alright, moving on to the next section of widgets. The website is divided into sections, or as you know, as WordPress calls them, widgets. So the next widget is the Our Services, which is the one that has the video, the YouTube video, and the listing of your services that you offer. So to change this, let's start with the title here, the Our Services. You want to change that by going to the back end of your WordPress and going under Appearance, Widgets. And when you go under that, you will look for the one that says Our Services, and that's where you can change the title that shows up here. This title you can change to whatever you want, and then the next part is number to display. This means the number of services it wants to display. By default is 8. You can change to display more. Say you want to display like 12 or more. If you have a lot of services, you can change that number here. This is just the number of columns, which shares it to have 4 columns. As you can see, there's 4 columns here. And then the next part here is the YouTube embed video code. So this is just a video code. This video right here, sales video, is just a YouTube video that we created. We just went ahead and grabbed the code from YouTube. Like when you go to YouTube and grab the embed code or the share link. Actually, not the link, the code. You have to get the embed code from YouTube and just paste it in here. It will usually say something like iframe and then width. The width that we adjusted it to is 1280 by 580 to fit nicely this way. So if you grab your own video, make sure the width, you set the width here to 1280 by 580 when you paste it in. But it's basically a YouTube embed code. You can use embed codes from other websites like Vimeo and so on and so forth to embed a video in there. If you don't want the video, no problem, you can just simply delete this and ignore that. Alright, and by the way, once you're here, you can actually move once you make a change, you can actually move the widgets around to arrange how they look on your website. Say for example, you wanted this section to be on top, this one, or just kind of arrange them how you want. The whole home page is arranged by widgets. They're every single section is a widget, so you can delete the one that you don't want by just dragging it out and removing it, or you can rearrange them by just dragging and rearranging them to fit however you want your site to look. So that's how it works. Alright, so that's how you edit this title here in this video. And this part is your services. It displays from your Easy Digital download plugin services, and we'll get to that in a little bit, where to change those. The next section is your slide or your big picture. It's actually a slide, but I just put one picture in there. So you can add a slide. So to change it and to change the text on here, you just simply go to your Soliloquy, your backend, and click on Soliloquies. It's a slider plugin, and this is a slider. This different approach here is the first one that you're seeing, this one. So once you click on that, it opens up. Don't mess with the config. The config tab just kind of shows how if you were using it as a slider, what it will, how it will slide. Don't mess with that. I'll probably just leave it alone unless you know what you're doing. But for the most part, go back to the images tab, and you see the image that is displayed there. This big image right here. This is it right here. So you can easily delete that by clicking X to delete that, or you can just add more to it by clicking Select Image, and this will pop up. Wait for you to select an image from your computer, or you can just drag an image from your computer, a folder, to this area right here. if you want to change the text in front of it and all this text you see here in the link, you do so by clicking on this blue icon here, modify, to modify the slide, which will pop up the metadata page where you can then change the text, the title of the image. Like you can see here, you can change to something whatever you want, different approach, change that, and change this text. See this text that you should see here, and this link, this text that displays here, and this link is pretty much this right here. It's just our services. You can change that, and it links to the downloads section, which is the Easy Digital Downloads page. You can delete that if you don't want the link, or you could just change the text or delete it if you don't want it. But this is where you change all that information that appears right here. You can add more, remove it, whatever you want. You can add more images. If you add more images, it will be listed here. And that's pretty much how easy it is to do. I really recommend you actually kind of use the original one that's there. If you have to change it or you have to delete it, make sure you grab or copy the code here, so you don't, if you don't know HTML, you can grab this, copy this out, that way you can paste it when you add your new one. Because anytime you add a picture, it will have this blue link here, so you can edit the content that shows on top of the picture. So that's how to change this so-called slide here, this picture slide here. The next section is called the features of our videos services, where you can use to feature anything you want. Let's go to the back end here and find where we change that. To change that, you want to go under, let's first go under widgets as usual, and when we get to our widgets section, we'll look for the parts that says features. When you click on it, this is where you can change the title. Features of our web services, this title that you see here, you can change it right here. Alright, limit 6 means it should display 6. You can display more if you want to, but 6 seems pretty good, and the others just pretty much leave the rest as is, unless you know what you're doing. Once you've changed the title, now to actually change the text itself and the text itself of the features, you want to go on to the features section. When you click on the features link, these features there, we have actually put 6 in there, so you can just simply edit each one as you see fit. For example, this one here called professional marketing videos, and the text, to change that, to edit it, you can just simply click edit, and it will open up here. You can change the title to change this title, and you can change the text here to change this text, and that's pretty much it. And that's all you need to do. Make sure you update, and you can also change all the rest. We've included 6 here, so you can just edit each one to change each and every one. So that's how you change the title and the text. Next section here, next widget, is the great support packages. This can be used as a pricing table, or you can just use it as a display. In this case, we chose to use it as a display to just kind of display our prices. When they are ordering in the services area, there's actually the support package product is actually there, so they can actually pick the prices here, there. Anyway, so this section here, you can change the text, or for this section, if you want to keep this section, by going to your appearance widgets as usual, and it will be listed underneath the magnify home price table, this one right here, great support packages. So this is where you change the text for here, the title. Alright, then for the actual boxes themselves, you scroll down a little bit more, you see a widget called the price table. If you open it up, you see they have 3 price tables, which represents each individual price table. As you can see, if you open up each one, you can set the background color, which sets the background color for it, and then you can change the text within the table itself. As you can see, you can change the standard plan to whatever you want, change the price, change the monthly, change the listed items here. Be careful not to delete the code, anything outside the parentheses here. So just kind of change it, scroll down, change it all, the text that you need, and save. That's all. You probably want to copy it out and paste it into a notepad before you start making changes, just in case you accidentally delete any of the code. But for the most part, if you're worried about it, have somebody else who's a little familiar with HTML to do it for you. But it's very basic. The format itself, the big letters and the big numbers will automatically show up. You cannot change that. It's the way the CSS is designed to look. Okay, so you just go ahead and change all three of them. See, you can change the colors and the text that follows them. See, this one is the business plan, which stands for this one right here. So that's where you change all the information to match your products or your plan. And remember, you don't have to use any of this. If you do not want anyone, you can just remove them. For example, if you don't want this whole pricing table, just remove this particular one right here. Just drag it out, and that's it. And this pricing table section will be gone. So remember, they're all in sections. You can rearrange them or remove the section you don't need. So that's how to take care of the pricing table section. So next section is the testimonial section, which says what people are saying. To change this, you go to the same part in your widgets and click on the testimonial section here. You can change the what people are saying text, which shows up here. You can change that. And to change the actual testimonials themselves, which rotate, you just simply go to the testimonials link here, and from there you can change the testimonials. The ones that you want to change are the ones that have the category as customer testimonials. You can ignore the ones that say vendors we use. Okay, so to edit any of the testimonials, you just click edit on the one you want to edit, and it will load up, and you can change the name, which shows up here. Like this, for example, this Dennis Avondale. This one right here is the one we're editing. So you can change the testimonial of the title, the name of the person, what they said, and the byline, which is what shows up at the bottom here, right below the name. That's called the byline. So you can change that here. You can add a URL if you want to link to the person's, maybe the person's website or something like that. Okay, that's pretty much it. When you're done update, you just go ahead and make sure you change the ones that you want to change. On the demo, we have 4 of them there, and these are the ones that say the customer testimonials. Again, you can ignore the other ones that's under the vendors we use category. Okay, so that's how to change and edit the testimonial section. The next section is another soliloquy slider. So we just simply edited the same way we did the first one back here. Remember this one? But I'm just going to run through that real quick again. So to edit this big one here, this picture, you just go back to your soliloquy plugin, your soliloquy slider plugin, and this is the picture, this one, this slide. Click edit, the one that says 7 tips. When you click edit, you can go ahead and select your own picture to replace this one, or you can add to it, just upload an image and it will be added to this one as a slide, and to slide them. To change the text, you can click on this blue button here, this blue link, which will pull this up, which will give you access to change the text, which is the text that shows up here. Just read our blog. This is where you change it, and you can just put your own text in here or put a link. As you can see, this is a link. It's a HTML code link that links to our blog. So that's what shows up this way. This is how it will show up as a link. It's a nice link. So this is where you can add more, change your own link, or however you want to do it. That's that. Make sure you save when you're done, and you can delete this picture if you don't want it and add your own pictures. And when you're done, make sure you update. And that's how to update this next section here. And the final section is your footer. The footer section is very straightforward. It has different widgets within it. Let's start with the links here. This just pretty much, these links pretty much replicate whatever you have on your homepage, the homepage. So this is where you have that under appearance. You go to your widgets and you will see the footer. The footer here has your menu, which is your links, which links your main menu. So you can change it to a different menu if you have your own menu, for if you know what you're doing. But most people just leave it as it is. But this is where you can change the title. It says links. This title right here, you can change that if you want to. Again, it simply duplicates your main menu that's on top right here. Whatever is on top, it just duplicates that down here. And then next one is another one from our blog. This is where you find it at, on the recent post from our blog. You can change the title here from our blog, and this pretty much pulls the latest 5 posts in your blog. As you can see, we've already put some posts in there, so it pulls the latest 5 and displays them here. And then the About Us section here is simply this text, right? It's just simply basic widget text. You can change the text About Us and put your own text in here and to replace whatever is here. For the Contact Us part here at the footer, to change that, you just simply go under your appearance, click on Customize, and that will load up your general customization options for the theme. And for that particular footer area, you simply want to click on the footer, and you will see that this is where you can change the text or the address. That's what shows up here, this address right here. That's where you can change it. And here you can change the logo. If you click on this, you can upload a new logo or drag a new one to here. This is the logo that shows up at the bottom here. This one is quite different from the one on top. So you can have the same one. I just use the same one, but you can have something different if you want to. So that's where you can change that logo at the bottom. And while we're here, we could just touch on a few things here. The site title, you can change that here, and your tagline. The product display pretty much shows how your products will be displayed. We'll get a little bit more into that, but for the most part, these settings are standard. You don't want to change them. General just pretty much tells you what you want to call your services. You can call them products, services, downloads, or whatever. 90% of people will use them as services, but just in case you have something specific, maybe you only sell ebooks, you could say books. This would be the singular and the plural, and this would change the text in most areas, like when they purchase and when they're buying. That's how to change that. Okay, and then colors. You can change the colors. It's your background color, primary colors, your header color, your accent color, which is the color of the text. You have 4 different color options that you can choose from. You just select them and you can choose the color if you want to change the color of the background of the site. Background image, you can set an image that's going to let's be a background throughout the whole website. It really doesn't look nice. I wouldn't recommend this. For the most part, it doesn't look that professional. And that's pretty much it here. You can close out here. When you're done, make sure you save and close out. Okay, also to edit your Connect with Us, which is the social links that you have here, you just go to your backend under Appearance, Menus, you switch to the Connect with Us social menu, click Select. This will load the menu for that particular social links, so that way you can then change the links to whatever you want them to be. Of course, you can also change the title by editing the menu name, but here by editing here you can edit the menu name here, but you can change the ones that you want. Like for example, Twitter, you can put in your own Twitter link, or your Facebook, and so on and so forth. The ones you don't need, you can easily delete them by clicking remove and to go, and then click click save, and of course you can rearrange them, and that's how to rearrange them here. It will show up as icons. So when you're done, just go ahead and save. And I think we pretty much covered how to change everything from top to bottom on the home page. Alright, next I'm gonna touch on some of the pages here on the website. Let's start with the file right here on the terms of service. If you click on the terms of service, you see it just has some very nice generic terms of service that you can use as is. To edit that, you just go to your WordPress backend under pages, click on all pages, and the page that you'll be looking for obviously would be called terms of service. You can open that up and change your own terms of service. Just kind of, you can change the title, to whatever you want. Don't forget to change the menu too if you change the title, and just put in your own terms of service or edit the one that's provided for you. Other pages that you can edit are you have the FAQ, the frequently asked question FAQ page. You could edit that with your own FAQ by going to the FAQ page right here in the back end of the pages and editing that. It's pretty straightforward. Just one thing you want to mention: when you edit any of the pages, you can change the featured image on the right by removing the existing one and putting your own featured image. If you want to change the image that's that shows up on that page, that's where you change that. But everything else you can just pretty much type and change as you see fit. Then we have the blog. The blog is just a standard blog, standard WordPress blog that we put in for you with pre-filled content. So now you can just go in here and change any of the blogs or remove them or put your own. To change them, you just go to posts, and when you click on posts, you will see all the different, I think we have about 6 here in there, and you can just click on edit to edit any of the posts, any of the blogs with their own title and text, and change everything else that's about the featured image, just like a normal regular WordPress blog. We have a lot of tutorials on there are a lot of tutorials you can find online about WordPress and how to edit posts. That's beyond the scope of this tutorial, but anytime you add a blog, it will show up here and your users can view them. You can delete the existing ones if you don't want them, but here this is where you edit your posts, and these are the 6 posts that are blogs that are included with this website. And after that, you have my accounts. My account is where your clients who have bought stuff can log in to see their shopping cart, their past purchases, and so on and so forth. And they can update their password, their shopping cart password, and so on and so forth, their purchases, and they can sign out. And then we have the services, which is the page that lists all your services that you have to offer. It says all services, and you can change this word called services here. I've shown you how to change it by going to your customized section and changing the text here under general. That's where you change it. You click on general, you see the text. You can change it to whatever you want, and then save, and it will be replaced by whatever you put there here. This time you cannot have a background for this right now. The services page is standard, default. This is the way it's meant to be. Scrolling down here, you have the categories. Just list the categories that you have for your services, and they can search. To change any of, if you want to remove this or the search bar, you can simply go to your appearance widgets, because they are just basically widgets, and you can find that under the single, let's go over here, service single sidebar right here, and here you can click on that. Let's go ahead and click on that. Actually, it's a service archive single bar. So you have the search and you have the download categories. So that's where, if you don't want the search or you don't want the categories, you can just drag them out here under the service archive sidebar. That's what you see here. Apart from that, to show all this, services that you have here. If you click on any service, it will go a little deeper. For example, local internet marketing, your YouTube channel video, or custom video production. Let's go ahead and look at that. Click details here to pull up, so the client can actually go and order it and pick an option and add it to cart and check out. Now, to edit this particular product or delete it, all you have to do is go to the services. And by the way, these services will be called whatever you change your services to be, as we explained earlier. So here we have the list of the services that we've already provided. I'm kind of putting there for you to get started with. You can change them, delete them, whatever you want to do. The one we're working with is the custom video production. So let's go ahead and look for that, custom video production, and we can click edit. Here you can change the title of the product or the service. You can change the description, which is what shows up here, the description right here. And scrolling down, you could enable variable pricing. Just simply means that you have options, different options for it. Like in this case, I've used personal and commercial use license, but you can have yours to be anything you want it to be. For example, you could offer them HD or non-HD. You could offer them, web or non-web delivered, and so on and so forth. You could have them a hard copy, a CD copy, or a digital copy. It could be pretty much anything you want, and you can just click add new price to add new ones, and just set the price. Recurring set tells the system if it's going to be a recurring price or not, if you want to charge them recurring, and just say yes to that, and you set if it's weekly, monthly, and when they pay through PayPal, it automatically sets up a PayPal subscription that will automatically charge when the due time is. And you can set the number of times that you want this subscription to be. So you can say like monthly for 10 times every 10 months, and so on and so forth. And you can have a sign-up fee. If you have a fee that you want them to pay, like a setup fee, you can add that here. That's quite different from the regular price of the product. And here you have any service notes. These are notes that the client will see after they place the order, and so on and so forth. And scrolling down here, you could have the featured image on the right here, which is this image that you see here, the big one. And this is the same for all products, pretty much the same thing. And here you set the category that you want the product to show up in. So when the person is viewing the services as a whole, on the services page, it will determine the category that it shows up in. Like for example, if you click marketing services, it will narrow down only the services that are listed in marketing. Or in this, if you click on video production services, it will list only the ones that are listed under the video production category, as you see here. So that's where you can say you can have multiple categories for a particular service. And that's pretty much all you can change here. If you can try to mess with other stuff, which I don't recommend unless you know exactly what you are doing. Again, that's how to edit a product. So when you're done editing, you can click save. The categories, you can see that here on the categories, on the services. If you want to rename the categories to suit your own, just click edit and rename the category, or you can add your own new categories as you see fit. And that's how the system works. When someone orders, you will see the product come up in the back end here. When the client places an order, you go under here on the payment history, and you will see the order show up. So by the way, when someone places an order, say for example, you can sell anything you want here pretty much. In this example, I'm going to touch upon another product here. Let's look at the marketing video production again, product or service here. This one has a little bit more text in it. Let's go back to the back end here and look for it. It will be under services, and let's look for the video marketing production. Let's go ahead and edit that. Again, you can use this to sell anything from web hosting to ebooks to anything digital, or any service that you want to offer. You can sell it. You just need to just create the service. So this particular video marketing production here, you can change the text and so on and so forth, and pricing as I just explained earlier. The only thing here, I've included a link to a library. This is a Videojac library link. You cannot add your own videos in our library, obviously. If you see here, if you click on this, it will pull up a link to a library. This is more of an iframe link that loads our library. You can change this link to your own link. If you don't want to use our own videos, Videojac videos, that's fine. But you just have to, delete. You can delete this. Just hit delete and add your own link to your own templates or to your own library. A good way to do a library is you could probably create a YouTube playlist and then just put a link to it. That's really all there is to a library. Or just, if you don't have a library, fine, no big deal, just delete that, and that's it. So you cannot add your own videos into our library. Again, you can only use your own library or use our own use your own library or use our library. You can't mix it. You can't have both. Or you could actually have an additional library if you want. You can create another link here and link it to your own videos that you've created with your own software, wherever they may be hosted online, Amazon or wherever they are. You can just create single links for each single one. It's up to you how you want to do it, but just give you different options. Again, as you can see, it's just a link. That's all it is. Well, that's that for that. When someone orders a product here, say for example, I'm going to try to order this one. Click add to cart, and when they're checking out, it does give them the option to use a discount code, which you can enter in the discount codes. You can create discount codes under the discount code section. Let's go ahead and do that here. You can add discount codes and set what you want them to be of. But there's more on that on the tutorial for the easy digital downloads. I'm not going to go in depth into that. That's more of a plugin documentation, which I've provided the link in here. This is, you just go ahead and where you download the package, there's a plugin, a link to the documentation, which will go in a little more in depth on how the plugin works. It's basically a shopping cart, but a very good one. Anyway, so when the person checks out, they can put in their personal information and so on and so forth, and place their order. And the order then comes through here to payment history, and you can see the order and view the details, and then provision the service to the client. If it's a video, if it's a website, a service, whatever, you can make updates, changes, and so on and so forth, and run your business however you see fit. It has a lot of stuff from reports to settings. It just has a lot. It's the plugin that was used here is called Easy Digital Downloads, and it's a very big plugin that's open source and free to use. So you can go do a little more research on it if you want to find out more about that particular plugin. Okay, and I think that's it, guys. So pretty much covered how to install and set up your Videojac agency website 2.0. Before I go ahead and close out this tutorial, I'm just going to touch on a few trouble spots that you may have. For example, one of them is that your services link, when you click on services here on top here, you might get a 404 error. When you get that, that means that this downloads here, something is wrong. It has to be /downloads/. If you mess it up or it has something else in there, it will probably not work. And also, if you get any messages that have to do with Jetpack plugin or any of the plugins trying to install itself, or you don't have permission, especially the Jetpack plugin, just go ahead and dismiss it or go ahead and uninstall that plugin, and it has really nothing to do with the website. And you also want to make sure that you install some security plugins for WordPress just to secure your website. And also you want to make sure you go under users and change the password the default password, which was admin demo, to something more secure, so that everyone does not log into your website. You definitely don't want that. You also want to go through the documentation for the Easy Digital Download plugin and the Marketify theme, which is the theme that is used here. We do not provide support for either of them or WordPress at this time. You definitely want to review all the tutorials. There's a ton of information about WordPress out there. If you still don't have a means of going through all this and you want someone to do it for you, there's a lot of web designers out there who know a lot about WordPress. We do offer paid support sessions, which you can order here by clicking on the link that you saw in your download page. You just click on the link and you can order our training session per session, and we can help you over the phone or Skype with any configuration that you may need. But again, that is only a paid service. It's really optional. Please do not ask or open any support tickets that involve questions about WordPress plugins or WordPress as a whole, because we do not support WordPress per se. We just put everything together to make it easy for you, so you don't have to do it. But for WordPress itself and any other plugins outside this video tutorial, you definitely want to have someone who's familiar with WordPress, or hire one of the many WordPress designers or web designers out there to tweak it for you and edit it to beyond what is described in this tutorial. Thank you very much.